This is the Transforming Anxiety podcast with Kelly Hanlon McCormick, and today is episode number 243, The Director's Cut. Welcome to Transforming Anxiety. I'm your host, Kelly McCormick. I'm a mom to 2 boys, a wife, friend, daughter, and sister, and I'm a certified life coach, yoga teacher, and soon-to-be mindfulness meditation teacher. I'm no stranger to anxiety, and I'm here to teach you how to manage your mind and your emotions so that you too can transform anxiety into calm, peace, and whatever you want for your life. I'm so glad you're here. Hey there. Welcome in today. Well, the holiday season is officially here. Yeah? Like even my grumpy teenage son finally admitted that it was time for Christmas movies and Christmas music and all of the decorations. So it's happening. How are you? Holidays are a weird time, aren't they? Like the good stuff is so good. The food, the lights, the excitement. Right? Then there's like the nostalgia and the sentimentality, all the old traditions and maybe people who have passed away. And like, do you remember the year of fill in the blank with whatever gift or snafu or whatever weather situation, right? And there's the overwhelm, the shopping, the planning, the wrapping, all of that. There's the frustration, extended family work deadline that comes at an inconvenient time, the way travel sometimes goes, or just whatever, right? It's all in there with the holidays, the good, the bad, the ugly. And so we breathe, right? We count to 10. We take walks. We keep boundaries. We try and communicate as clearly and kindly as we can. And we breathe some more. Yes, I'm with you. I'm doing it all right with you. We will navigate this season together. Sound good? All right, let's get into today's topic. So, hard left. You know how there's a director's cut of movies? And you can watch like the whole movie with the director commentating over the top of it, explaining scenes, laughing about bloopers. They usually give some background about filming and the process or actors, what the scenes mean, right? All that stuff. And it kind of changes the whole film. You get this literal, direct, behind the scenes look, and you get more info. And what you really get is inside the director's head, right? You get to hear directly from them about their thought processes, about their intentions, their plans and goals and desires for certain scenes, for the movie as a whole. So you get this play-by-play version of insight, and it's kind of cool. It takes the mystery out of it, which is maybe not so cool. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. And you get this direct access line straight to the director's mind. And that's what I want to use today in this conversation, the idea of the director's cut. This is a practice that I have personally found to be invaluable where communication, relationships, and simply better understanding myself is all concerned. And my intention for today is that we have this kind of ordinary tool, right? This everyday idea, but that we can use it to create awareness and to deepen our relationships and our conversations by a lot. You know how we talked about the conversation underneath the conversation? That was a few episodes ago. I think excuse me, episode 232. It was earlier this fall. And we explored the idea that the top level words are usually not what we're really talking about. Right? That when you're arguing about the dishwasher with your partner, it's not really about the dishwasher, right? When you say yes to a social invite, there's sometimes a whole well of resentment or exhaustion or obligation underneath it that isn't mentioned, That if you're feeling chronically misunderstood in your relationships, that this is something you could use, right? A way to start having the conversation underneath the conversation. That this gives you a way to more directly connect and get aware and see and be seen. This is a way to truly communicate and hear and share what's happening as it's happening. And that's the director's cut. So if you haven't listened to that episode, number 232, it's called Underneath the Conversation. This one kind of goes hand in hand with that one. And you don't necessarily need that one to listen to this one. Just, know that it's out there and they kind of can hang out together. Sometimes we ask questions that don't necessarily have answers around here, right? Just ways to get more aware, ways to seek to better understand or connect, or practice presence or compassion. And other times there's a more practical approach to these episodes, like a step-by-step, try this. And this is one of those more tactical episodes where we're going to have some things we can do. All right, so how does the director's cut apply to our lives? What does this look like? Like, how does this apply to our conversations and our relationships and ourselves? All right, here's how. You can give the director's cut of your life, right? Treat it like your own home movie. All the things that are happening in your mind and your body and your heart, you can do your own version of the director's cut. You can do this for yourself. You can help yourself to become more aware of how you're thinking and feeling. You can also do this out loud with the people around you to help both you and them to become more aware of how you're thinking and how you're feeling. Plus, then you invite them to do their director's cut and offer up the behind the scenes of their experience. So you both get better insight into how they're thinking and feeling as well, right? Dual director's cuts. So, okay, here's what I mean. Let's walk through an example. Let's say you're talking with your partner. It's after work, you've both had a long day. One kid needs help with homework, another kid needs to be picked up. You're both just kind of frazzled. And then your partner cracks a joke, but it feels more like a dig at you. Like maybe on the right day at the right time, it would be funny, but that day is not today, and that time is not now, right? The director's cut would look like you saying, okay, wait. And this is in the moment, okay? Okay, wait. You just said something, and I think you meant it to be funny, but it felt icky to me, and I just want to name that so that I don't hold on to it and silently send waves of fury your way all evening. Okay? The director's cut is not necessarily about offering solutions or fixing things. It's about offering a real-time commentary and saying, this is happening for me. I am telling myself this story. I am feeling this feeling. Okay, so here's another example. Let's say you have plans with a friend. You haven't seen them for a while. You're excited to get together and catch up. Things are just always feeling so crazy. This is one of those people you really cherish and you happily make time for. It's just precious time because it's kind of rare. And the day before the lunch, you text to confirm time and place, and they send back a quick, shoot, I'm slammed at work, can we reschedule? Note. So director's cut response could look like, sure, we can reschedule, and I'm telling myself a story here, which goes, I'm not that important to you. This lunch is no big deal to you. I'm feeling kind of irrelevant because my head went there. Totally get that things are busy. I just wanted to name how I'm thinking and feeling. So again, the director's cut isn't like, hey, no, what kind of friend are you? Right? It's not antagonistic. It's not trying to change or correct or control anything. It's more of a, I'm noticing where my head and my heart just went. Here's the deal. You don't even really need to say that to them. It's powerful enough to simply say that to yourself. Like you could just shoot back a quick, like, yeah, sounds good to your friend, But notice what's happening for yourself, right? You could say it to yourself. Maybe you tell somebody else, like your partner, you say something about the friend. Maybe you tell another friend. Maybe you jot it down in a journal. Maybe you mention it to your therapist or coach, whatever. But just name it, right? Let the director's cut be there. Because what happens when you gloss over that stuff? And I think this is what we do often. We try and diminish it. We try to gloss over it like it's no big deal. And yeah, sure, you're not going to articulate every single thought that goes through your head. You're not going to give name to every feeling that you feel. But with the example with your partner where they try and joke around with you and you know it's going to point the whole evening in a frustrated direction, maybe speak up, right? Maybe that's a good time to go with the director's cut. Name it. Point to it. You're not saying, I'm right, this thought came into my head and it's 100% valid and you need to do something about it. No. You're saying, this happened. You said X and my mind told me Y. That's all we're doing. That's the director's cut. If a friend of yours bails on something that was important to you, name it. Let them know that your mind went to a dark place and that you value them and you valued the friendship and that you're feeling something about them canceling. It doesn't have to mean you're right. It doesn't even have to mean the thought is valid. Like, believe me, at least half the time when I do the director's cut, it's to name something ridiculous, some totally inane thought that my mind gave me. And sometimes I'm even able to say in real time, like, oh, listen to this. You said or did this thing. And you want to know where my silly brain went? My mind told me this. Right? And then we can both like chuckle at how ridiculous humans can be sometimes. Other times, the thought that comes up is a hint at something very important, something deeper, an insecurity or a fear or a hunch or a grudge, like something that definitely needs to be said or will absolutely breed resentment and disdain. Now, again, this gets to the conversation underneath the conversation, right? And a lot of times the thought or the feeling that comes up has nothing to do with the situation at hand. It's not about the joke. It's not about the missed lunch at all. It might have everything to do with, say, feeling overwhelmed at work and unhappy with your current career path. Then you got this whole evening and your partner cracks a joke and you're like losing it, right? It could hint at a deep insecurity that's been with you since you were a kid. It could knock on the door of vulnerability or shame or anxiety for you, meaning it could matter a lot. And this, I think, is the real upside of the director's cut. It gives voice to things that may otherwise go overlooked. It allows you to look at and name things that you may be in the habit of ignoring. And some of it will be nonsensical fluff. You can just see it, you can say, yep, that happened, and move on. Some of it will be enormously meaningful and give you and whoever you're in relationship with deep insight into how you tick, into what you want, into what you need. Meaning it could matter a lot. So listen, let's leave it here for today. I'm going to keep this one specifically short and sweet. Director's cut. Saying what's real and true for you in the moment. Say it out loud or to yourself. Acknowledge it. Give the thoughts and feelings that are coming up room to breathe, to be there. Allow them to show themselves. Take a look at them. It doesn't mean they're right. It doesn't mean you want or have to keep them. It doesn't mean they even mean much. It just means this is happening. This is where my head went. This is where my heart went. That's all. Knowing yourself and allowing whoever you're in relationship with to know you a little bit better. That's the director's cut. Yeah? All right. I know you're busy doing all the things, so we'll just leave it there for today. Please, please remember to rate and review the show. Be sure you're on the email list at kellyhanlonmccormick.com, and I will see you next week at the same time, same place for more Transforming Anxiety. And until then, please take care. Do you have someone to help you with your stress, anxiety, worry, and overwhelm? If not, I would love to be your coach. The Fierce Calm Project is my virtual coaching program where we get to go in on topics like this one, and I can help you apply these lessons to your life so that you're creating your own transformation. We do live coaching calls, guided meditations, on-demand yoga classes. We hold book club where we read books your neighborhood book club won't, and there's lots of bonus content that I've created just for you. When you're ready to take what you're learning on the podcast to a whole other level, then come on over and check out the Fierce Calm Project at kellyhanlonmccormick.com/Fierce Calm Project.